Gravel looks simple, but for motorcyclists, give me one of the more intimidating surfaces to ride on. When I first started riding, gravel roads made me anxious. The bike all wiggling underneath me, bumps feeling all weird. And it wasn't just a loose surface, it was the unknown. What's beneath this gravel? How deep is it? And how do I stay in control? Gravel roads are unpredictable. And I'm going to talk about the 10 dangers of riding on gravel. And a little bit about my journey riding on gravel and some ways to stay safe. So when I first started out riding on gravel, I was going really slow because it's such a big difference. You know, for example, number one, you're going to have a loss of traction because gravel offers far less grip than asphalt, and that lack of grip makes it really easy to lose traction during acceleration, braking, if you're cornering. Then number two, which is what I really didn't like, is that loose gravel can cause your tires to skid, especially if you brake too hard or you take a corner too sharply. Oh boy. Like to stay in these more flatter lines here. And I don't know if you can see, for number three, the uneven surfaces as I'm riding. Gravel roads are rarely these really smooth roads. This is a road that's heading out towards the regional capital of the region next door, which is like a state. And right now, I'm even having to go downhill. So, you're going to have to deal with uneven surfaces. But now, even though I'm going, downhill on this gravel road, I've kind of gotten, used to how to have a little bit more speed, even though it's really not that fast, but I'm saying it's faster for me. Everyone's going to have fast for them. Probably you seeing my kilometers per hour right now is like, that's not really that fast at all. But, for me, I just had to take some time to get more confidence to get up speed. That, hey, you're not going to fall down immediately. Even though you see that bike, kind of passing me up right there. But, I'm going to continue going on. And number 4 is sometimes you're going to have difficulty in steering. A while back there, I was riding down the gravel road and I wanted to make a U-turn. And I saw this gravel on the edge. So then what I ended up doing was riding along this patch and trying to slowly make my way over to the more compacted patch on the side here, and even getting really close to the ditch. But thankfully I was able to slowly get myself back over and then go on the compacted side. So what you probably saw is, which I'll show you, is that the bike may wiggle underneath you. You saw all of that wiggle that was going on. So when that wiggle motion started happening because of the instability of the gravel underneath, it required steady focus and gentle adjustments to stay on course and to not really freak out, because when your bike starts doing all that wiggle, you want to maybe hold on tight, which is the wrong thing to do. So number 5 is one of the dangers is when you're riding on gravel, you have to be aware of having reduced braking efficiency. Your braking distance is going to increase, and sudden braking, especially with the front brake, can lead to skids. Number 6 is that you have hidden hazard. Gravel can hide hazards like rocks or uneven patches that can destabilize your bike. So number 7 is you're going to have certain injury risks, because if you fall on gravel, that can cause scrapes and cuts in a way that's different from asphalt. Definitely, just because you're riding on gravel, maybe you're not going as fast, you definitely still want to have protective gear. I wouldn't squid on gravel. And number 8, you can have dust and visibility issues, because dust from gravel roads can reduce visibility, making it harder to see some obstacles or other vehicles. So right here, I'm actually trying to avoid being on the gravel back there, because as soon as I found a dirt patch like this, I definitely prefer riding on dirt than I would on gravel. So if you are riding along and you do see something like this, that would be definitely something I would take advantage of, because that leads me to number 9. You know, gravel can have a particular impact on your tires. Sharp gravel, that is, can puncture your tires or cause uneven wear, so that can lead to potential flats. And last of all, number 10, especially if you're not used to riding on gravel, it can lead to some fatigue, because gravel riding is more physically demanding than riding on, see here, not trying to lose control here. What you didn't see is that I lost a lot of traction back there, and it actually was kind of scary for me to maintain control of the bike, similar to what I did back there when I was trying to do the U-turn. Again, going into my number 10, the fatigue. You know, it's that mental focus. I'm not trying to fall over, and I don't want to fight the bike. I have to have way more focus when I'm riding the bike. That's the 10 things you have to keep in mind when you're riding on gravel. So what are some tips that can sort of help with riding on gravel? One, as you saw back there, I was having that difficulty where I really started to lose control because I hit some deep gravel, is that you definitely want to relax your grip. Let the bike naturally move beneath you. Number 2, I'm trying to maintain a steady speed and avoid abrupt throttle changes. So I'm not going to abruptly get off the throttle. I'm not going to abruptly give it throttle. I'm just going to be really smooth with the changes. And also, I'm going to look ahead. That's number 3. I'm going to look ahead and anticipate terrain changes. Definitely don't want to just be looking at your front tire. You want to just be looking out ahead like you normally would. Number 4 is really good to slightly shift your weight back for better rear wheel traction. And 5, you know, as you see I'm doing right here, I'm trying to pick the compacted parts of the road for better stability. And definitely, as I was saying earlier, number 6, please always wear protective gear. This stuff is really sharp, and if you fall down and you're like sliding with your hands out, this stuff can really cut up your hands. It might not tear up your jeans exactly the way asphalt will, but it's probably not going to feel really good. So stay safe out there. Don't fear gravel. Just practice makes perfect. And see you guys next time. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this content, and stay tuned for more that will be coming in more videos about my adventures here in Africa.